not stifle free speech. Additionally, we believe that it is important to engage everyone, all parties, in a conversation about cultural awareness and about political correctness. That Trump's campaign is a very explicit evidence that political correctness or political incorrectness isn't just words and it isn't just harmless. The words that come out of a person's mouth, filtered or unfiltered, have a very physical, tangible effect, such as people being spit on in his rallies, a Mexican man being beat up by teenagers that are his followers. That's not just something that happened because, oh, I don't know why. It was a direct result of both their ignorance and his rhetoric. So when we say that political correctness it's not important, it's just words, they don't mean anything, hey, just brush it off. You can't just brush off broken bones, you can't just brush off bruises. Those are actual direct effects of what Trump's speech and what he prides himself on, his political incorrectness, has a real effect in our society. But a lot of these soldiers that face combat and come back home do have PTSD, and that requires a trigger warning. Because if you think that you can send a man or a woman out into combat, and then when he or she comes back, completely disregard their feelings, that's not very American or so supporting our troops. Secondly, it's not just soldiers who face PTSD. It is people who have been victims of rape, of abuse, of other physical or strong emotional harm. So when we say trigger warnings, it's not just, oh, ouch, that hurt. It is a physiological response from the body that is both mental and physical. A person can have both an emotional reaction, but that can be manifested physically with tremors, sweating, panic attacks, other things of the sort. People who have been through similar experiences or feel similar things, but more importantly, I want to make sure that we all understand the definition of freedom of speech, which is freedom from persecution from the government. So no safe spaces do not threaten someone's freedom of speech unless there's a police officer there ready to take you away when you say something.
I absolutely support their decision. I think there needs to be a systematic change in how the UCI PD and police in general assess situations like what happened in the New University article today. I can't really imagine what it feels like to be held at gunpoint by 5 police officers in front of my own home because of my skin color. How they handled this particular situation, which was located in University Hills, top and frankly based in a racist mindset where black people are automatically labeled as criminals. So I absolutely support their decision. A black man entering his own home and getting the police called on him while they appear before him with guns pointed at him is absolutely racist. And they should instead have talked with him and had a conversation, because that is what police should do. They shouldn't immediately resort to aiming guns at innocent people. I sort of want to side with Republicans saying that political correctness is a conversation between multiple parties in order to come together to agree or to just debate a certain idea. It's not restricting free speech. It's us coming together and having a conversation. And that's what I personally think political correctness is. But it is definitely not hampering free speech.
Isn't it necessarily challenging someone's beliefs? Like if someone says, oh, you're wrong, I think so-and-so should be president, I don't feel that's politically incorrect, I don't think that violates my beliefs. It's more about, I feel like it's about who you are, not what you believe. So if someone says the S word to me as a Mexican American, that is politically incorrect, that's not okay. Obviously I'm not going to say, that's politically incorrect, you shouldn't say that. I'm going to engage this person in a conversation about why it's not okay. If they want to keep saying it, it's not up to me. But they should know why it's not okay to say it. If professors, which generally they know their readings that they assign, etc., their syllabus from front to back, it's not hard to say, hey, this chapter is about rape. That's it. People aren't asking for anything else. It's just a simple, straightforward, this is what's going to be discussed. And as I mentioned, it is an actual painful trauma that can be relived with exposure to it.
That the system that we live in is racist. I can honestly probably say myself that I am racist because I live in a system that is racist, and I'm white and I have privileges theretofore. But you can assume that it is because of race and also other oppressive techniques. I just want to mention that in 2011, the U.S. Department of Justice, their statistics say that 84% of white people are killed by other white people. So why aren't cops aiming guns at white people?
Yes, no, not yes, they should be banned. Yes, they shouldn't be banned because, as our peers said, you know, what people choose to do in their own time is their own thing, and also they are not federal holidays. But yes, you should be aware of what it is you're celebrating. It's really simple. That's it. You know, it's just the difference between celebrating these cultures and appropriating them is simply understanding. If you want to wear your big sombreros, which Mexicans don't wear on the daily, by the way, and if you want to wear, you know, drink all these tequila shots, okay, do it. But then don't turn around and say, hey, I'm against immigration, I think all Mexicans should leave. If you say something that is hateful or, you know, that is untrue about a certain group, X group is all these terrible adjectives that are not proven to be true in any way, your employer finds that and they don't want their company to be represented by someone like you with your views, they are 100% in their right to fire you. Political correctness is treating your fellow human beings with dignity, respect, and kindness. It's really that simple. So if you do the opposite of that, and even worse, if you do it especially while being untruthful, you know, you face consequences, and it's that simple.